Welcome to Empowering Women, Transforming Lives with Rebecca Hall Gruyter. In our program each week, we provide the tools, ideas, and encouragement to help you move ahead on your journey, becoming a more powerful and impactful woman in your own life. Now here's your host, Rebecca Hall Gruyter.
Welcome, everyone. I hope that you're having an amazing day. Honored to be connecting in with you. And as we're looking at February, it's a great time to reflect on love, all of the different aspects of love. And today, I want to really look at how are we remembering to love ourselves. Sometimes I think we can forget that in the equation. We can get so good at taking care of others, putting others first to the point of depleting ourselves, forgetting to include us and our needs in the mix. And I think part of our own wellness and empowerment and journey is remembering to fill ourselves up. That's how we can sustain. That's how we can continue to move forward in the areas that matter most to us. Today, as we go through our conversation and time together, I want you to really listen for ways that you can lean into remembering to include you in the center. Remembering those things that are important to you. What are those things that uplift you, those things that empower you? What are the things that help give you life and energy and vitality and passion to live your life fully, coming from a place of fullness and overflowing and rippling out into people's lives? How can you bring more of that in? Our amazing guest today will be showing us some ways that we can do that. And when we find that way to build that into our life, it's amazing the impact, the influence, the difference we can make in our lives and those around us. So I'm so thrilled to have you joining us today. Looking forward to the conversation. And I want you to get the most out of our time together today. So what will support you in doing that is, one, remember to take a breath. Sometimes we're moving so fast that the day becomes a blur and we forget to be present. So I'm going to invite you to be present. Take a deep breath in through your nose, all the way to your toes. And then out through your mouth, like through a straw. As you feel that air, keep taking those beautiful breaths coming in, supporting you, feeding every cell in your body, and out, releasing those things that no longer serve. And as you're doing that and using breath, you're actually creating space within your body for more to serve and support you. As you breathe in and expand and release what no longer serves. It also invites you to be present as you pay attention to that breath flowing in and out. And as we breathe and become present, it's enough to be in this moment, to receive, to be still. This is an opportunity for you to be poured into, to be filled up. So be open and ready to receive. Let's take a moment, and as we're taking in these beautiful breaths, I invite you to close your eyes. You're absolutely safe. This time is for you. Taking this beautiful breath in, I invite you to put both hands on your heart. You're absolutely safe as you notice and feel that heartbeat and actually the space, that pause in between the beats. What is it saying to you? What is it that, beat by beat, you are needing today to support you, to empower you, to show love to yourself and others? What do you need today, real time? That you're open to receive because you absolutely have choice. What is it you need? Are open, ready, and willing to receive. Beautiful. Receive that information. Take a breath in through the nose. Come back into the room, eyes open, fully present. And as we become present, I'd love to go around the virtual room and just share what was laid on our hearts when we took a moment to stop, pause, listen, and receive. I know for myself, I could feel myself slowing down and felt this warmth and connection and just an appreciation for this opportunity to be here in this moment with each of you. And I'm looking forward to what will unfold. How about you, Sam? What was laid on your heart?
Oh, a beautiful sense of happiness and gratefulness. Really, really connecting to myself, especially my lower limbs. So very grateful for that.
Oh, I love that. It's funny. I was feeling as we were going in a connection to my fingers and my toes. So all the limbs. I love that. That physical connection with ourselves.
Yes.
Beautiful. I love that. And I love that happiness and gratefulness as well. Just beautiful. Thank you for sharing.
Pleasure.
And listeners, how about you? What did you notice? What bubbled up within you? What are you appreciating or noticing and connecting with? It's so interesting as you hear that rustling in the background. That's actually my cat named Darla. So she's moving with us and connecting as well. She doesn't always come and join us for our time together. So I hope you all appreciate and hear and feel her connection as well. And as we get ready to go to our first commercial break, as the commercials play in the background with information updates we want you to know about, notice that these are 2 minutes carved out for you, an opportunity to stay present, to really hear and feel what's being laid on your heart and spirit. Maybe you've also had an animal friend come into the room to connect and support and be part of the conversation as well. Notice the love, the connection, the information, those things that are coming forward for you. And we will continue our conversation in just 2 minutes.
Become our friend on Facebook. Post your thoughts about our shows and network on our timeline. Visit facebook.com/Voice America.
Announcing a powerful new TV channel featuring programs designed to enhance and transform your life. Make powerful connections, one program at a time. And by doing so, we can bring transformation to the world. Tune in each week to Empowered Connections TV as we add new programs to help you make empowered connections of your own. Visit empoweredconnectionstv.com. That's empoweredconnectionstv.com. And make the most of an incredible life transformation.
Voice America programs are now available on your favorite connected device, including Amazon, Alexa, and Google Home. Through streams with Apple Podcasts, TuneIn, and iHeartRadio, listening to your favorite show is as easy as saying the show name followed by the word podcast.
Hey, Alexa, play Finding Your Frequency podcast.
If that doesn't work, try adding on TuneIn or on iHeartRadio or on Apple Podcasts.
Rebecca Hall Gruyter's Speaker Talent Search is looking for speakers wanting to get on more stages. With just one audition, you could open the doors to hundreds of speaking opportunities, reach more people, and expand your impact. Finalists get to audition live in front of leaders looking to fill all kinds of speaking opportunities. Apply now at speakertalentsearch.com. That's speakertalentsearch.com. We look forward to hearing your message.
It's your world. Motivate, change, succeed. VoiceAmericaEmpowerment.com.
You're listening to Empowering Women, Transforming Lives with your host, Rebecca Hall Gruyter. If you have a question or comment for Rebecca or her guest, we'd love to hear from you. Please call into the program at 1-888-346-9141. That's 1-888-346-9141. You may also send an email to Rebecca at yourpurposedrivenpractice.com. Now back to Empowering Women, Transforming Lives.
Welcome back, everyone. I hope you enjoyed those 2 minutes and that opportunity to breathe and pause and slow down a little bit. I know for myself, one of the things I've discovered that is so supportive of me and helps me stay centered is remembering to pause, remembering to breathe, to slow down, to notice, pay attention to what is right around me. Because I can get caught up in my to-do list and in my thoughts and where we're building things, what we're doing, where we're going, the planning part. And I can sometimes forget to be really present, and I can miss what's happening right around me. So just like we had that rustling in the background, noticing that Darla was coming to join us and appreciating that, and noticing the light coming in through the window, it just gives me a moment to pause, to be present and really connect. And that helps me stay connected throughout the day. So when you have those unexpected things, those sometimes we see them as disruptions or that delay or in a longer line than expected, I want to invite you to see that as an opportunity, a reminder to slow down, to take a moment for you, to pay attention, to listen and be poured into and to receive. I have found that's made such a difference in my life, and I hope that's supportive of you. We're going to have these commercials built in throughout the show on purpose to build those pauses in for you. So enjoy those, use those, let them be supportive of you. Wonderful. And with that, I welcome everybody back, and we're excited to introduce our amazing guest today. I know you're going to enjoy her heart, her spirit, her energy, and her wisdom. It is my privilege and honor to introduce Sam Rehan. She is a high-impact well-being motivator, published author, wellness professional, and speaker with an exceptional track record. She has been a corporate trainer for 22 years with over 30 years expertise and experience working on from everything, and these are just a few things, from corporate training to health and science to holistic therapies and cognitive coaching. She is passionate about helping you reduce anxiety, accelerate thinking, and integrate self-care into your life. Please lean in. Warmly welcome the powerful, dynamic, and inspiring Sam Rehan to the show. Welcome.
Big hello.
Thrilled to have you joining us today on our virtual stage as we connect from different parts of the world all together. I love that we're able to do that with technology today. And Sam, do you mind sharing where you're joining us from?
Absolutely. A huge pleasure to be here. I'm in the UK, so I'm 1 hour from London. I'm actually in a very famous village, which is the birthplace of Winnie the Pooh, a village called Hartfield.
Yes. I love that. I love that. Thank you for sharing. Beautiful, beautiful. And I'm just thrilled to have you joining us. And I'm smiling. I'm here in the U.S., California, on the West Coast. I love that we can connect around that. And I've been a big Winnie the Pooh fan, so I love knowing that connection. Well, I'd love to have a conversation around why this work of empowering people, helping them reduce anxiety, accelerate their thinking, integrate self-care. Why is that work personally so important to you?
Yeah, it's very important to me because I've been very blessed to have actually worked in over 30 countries. And what I've noticed throughout the years is that we are more similar than dissimilar. And Rebecca, and the listeners, when we take care of ourselves and we look after ourselves, we can spread that self-care. How amazing. So as mothers, as fathers, as friends, we look after ourselves and we can support others. And I think that's part of serving. So it's very, very important to me. And when you see those results of even a simple thing like a smile, how that can help somebody, it really powers me on to spread that self-care and share my knowledge.
I love it. I love it. And I love this reminder that we are far more similar than different. I think sometimes we forget that. So I love that beautiful perspective and reminder, and how important it is for us to take care of ourselves. And I'm curious, in the ripple that you're creating with that, I'm curious, is there a moment in your journey where this suddenly became important, or has it always been core and important to you?
Yeah, really good question, Rebecca. About 7 years ago, I just had a week where a lot of things happened at the same time. So a close member of the family passed away age 10. My son he still has ongoing medical treatment, but he was in hospital every week. I found out that one of the main jobs I had, the job was being made redundant. We needed to move at short notice. There was a number of things that all happened in the same week, including my son. He went on a school trip, and he actually fell when he got off the coach. He fell and actually had a concussion. So all that happened within a space of 7 days. And I found something beautiful, which was laughter. And I couldn't believe how much it supported me. And as I went into the background of the science around laughter and all the 56 years of research around it, it really gave me a focus on using that laughter to support myself, my mental health and physical health, and then actually trying into how I can spread that laughter. And I've been doing it for a number of years now.
Oh, thank you for sharing. I'm absorbing just the snapshot you shared with us of all those things that happened in such a short amount of time, and yet the beautiful gift that came out of all of that in your life around laughter and the power of it. And I know every time we've talked a few times, I always hear laughter, a smile, and warmth in your voice.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. I'm going to tell you now, it's just so powerful. And the thing is, the one thing to take away, I guess, if you remember one thing, is that laughter is a universal language. So no matter where you are in the world, we as humans all laugh in the same way.
Isn't that beautiful?
Yes.
I love that. I love that. And I think laughter's contagious. At least that's what I find. You can't help but smile or lean in, and it changes the energy.
Hugely, hugely. And it's a really interesting point, because the research shows that we are 30 times more likely to laugh when we're with people, when we're in a group. So one of the things I share is get together, let people know you want to laugh, talk to them, say you want to smile and laugh more. So it's more likely to happen. But absolutely, Rebecca, it's beautiful. It connects us on a very deep level.
I love it. So if I want to talk a little bit about sometimes what precedes laughter, a smile. So if we could look at what is important, or is smiling important for yourself, for others? How does this tie into caring for ourselves, the significance of it? I'd love to know your thoughts around smiling.
No, thank you for asking. So yes, you're right. Smile is the start of laughter. And it's interesting, because when I wrote my book, I did a lot of research around it. You know what? As human beings, we're very quick to pick up if a smile isn't genuine. And you're probably thinking, is there such a thing as a genuine smile? Well, there is. And there's over 100 years research on a smile called the Duchenne smile. And what the Duchenne smile is where the muscles, when you smile, are activated around the eyes as well as the mouth. And if we're smiling, sometimes in customer service, they're told, well, smile at the customer. If they smile just with the mouth, then it isn't a genuine smile. And as human beings, we pick that up, because if somebody's not smiling genuinely, then what we can perceive it as is that we're not somewhere it's not safe. So it's really important that we are able to access a genuine smile. And one of the ways we can do that is to think about happy memories and things that make us smile. And then through visualization, through memories, we can have that genuine smile come up. And then when we have that genuine smile, that Duchenne smile, where the muscles around the mouth and the eyes are activated, other people will warm to us and connect with us more deeply.
I love that. And I think we, like you said, we recognize that, we notice it, even if we're not noticing, we're noticing it.
Yes, hugely, subconsciously, yes, because it keeps us safe, Rebecca. That's the reason it's there. And it's really inbuilt in us. And so one of the things I say to people is, if you're not used to smiling, and that's okay, practice. Perhaps put a piece of paper near your mouth and see, are you activating? Is the little muscles round the corners of your eyes being activated? Are you getting a little bit of crinkling around the eyes?
Yeah, we're going for the crinkle.
Yes.
I love that. I'm wanting to go over to a mirror right now and practice and play a little bit.
Yes.
But how beautiful that is. And I was even thinking, even with so many of us at different times wearing masks, that we can still see and sense that smile with the movement around the eyes as well, that it embodies so much of us. And I think looking for that and that connection and that warmth that comes through, that still can be seen, and it involves so many muscles in the face. So I just, I like that. And you're absolutely right. You can feel that difference. And maybe you don't always notice why, where they feel sincere and safe and warm versus not. I love that. And practicing. So if we're practicing and smiling's newer to us to try to build in, and maybe those muscles get, we feel that little twinge in the cheeks. We're not as used to doing that as much. Any tips on helping get the crinkle?
Yeah, and it's a really powerful point that you're making, because, a lot of us have things going on, and we're not talking about forcing it. But one of the things I share in my workshops is, if it's difficult to smile, and do you know what? I have days where smiling is difficult. We all have things going on. And one of the ways you can do that is perhaps put on an uplifting song and move. Because when we're in our heads, perhaps we're feeling anxiety or a little bit of depression, and those things are normal. Get moving. Perhaps, exercise a little bit of a dance, a happy song. And as we start to move, even just our hands, I've worked with people in hospices who don't have a lot of movement. What we do is, when we start to move, we're coming away from our heads where the thoughts are, more into the body, embodiment, and it will help you to relax. And then you can start to think about what makes you happy, a happy song, your favorite meals, a memory of a holiday, a party. And I'll share really quickly what makes me smile is my son, when he was about a year old, he took a box of facial tissues, and like a musical conductor, he took one tissue out, facial tissue, and then another one came out, and then another one came out, and he didn't know I was watching him, and all the tissues out of the box came. and you know what? He's going to be 16 years old this year, and I still think of that memory of him sitting on the floor with all these facial tissues, and it still brings a huge smile to my face. It's fantastic.
I love that. And I can just see that wonder, another one.
Yeah.
Oh, and how powerful that is. In a moment, we can access those things that bring a smile to our face and that joy, and bring that into the present. I love that.
Thank you.
Absolutely. We are getting ready to go to our next commercial break. And as we do that, listeners, here's my extra credit bonus challenge. Why don't you make a list of a couple things that bring joy to your heart, that make you smile, a memory or two that you can bring forward in those moments to help you bring forward that beautiful, genuine smile. And we will continue our conversation in just a moment.
Follow us on Twitter at VoiceAmericaTRN. Get the lowdown on guests, new shows, and your favorites. That's VoiceAmericaTRN.
Rebecca Hall Gruyter's Speaker Talent Search is looking for speakers wanting to get on more stages. With just one audition, you could open the doors to hundreds of speaking opportunities, reach more people, and expand your impact. Finalists get to audition live in front of leaders looking to fill all kinds of speaking opportunities. Apply now at speakertalentsearch.com. That's speakertalentsearch.com. We look forward to hearing your message.
Voice America programs are now available on your favorite connected device, including Amazon, Alexa, and Google Home. Through streams with Apple Podcasts, TuneIn, and iHeartRadio, listening to your favorite show is as easy as saying the show name followed by the word podcast.
Hey Alexa, play Finding Your Frequency podcast.
If that doesn't work, try adding on TuneIn or on iHeartRadio or on Apple Podcasts.
Announcing a powerful new TV channel featuring programs designed to enhance and transform your life. Make powerful connections, one program at a time. And by doing so, we can bring transformation to the world. Tune in each week to Empowered Connections TV as we add new programs to help you make empowered connections of your own. Visit empoweredconnectionstv.com. That's empoweredconnectionstv.com. And make the most of an incredible life transformation.
You're listening to Empowering Women, Transforming Lives with your host, Rebecca Hall Gruyter. If you have a question or comment for Rebecca or her guest, we'd love to hear from you. Please call into the program at 1-888-346-9141. That's 1-888-346-9141. You may also send an email to Rebecca at yourpurposedrivenpractice.com. Now back to Empowering Women, Transforming Lives.
Welcome back, everyone. I hope you have smiles that are bringing little crinkles to the eyes and that you've created this beautiful list of memories and things that will encourage and remind you and help bring forth that genuine smile. I think it's so great to have a go-to list, those memories, those moments we can call upon and add that to our toolbox. Welcome back. We're talking with the amazing Sam Rehan as she is sharing some of her wisdom and insights and discoveries around how to lower anxiety and bring wellness into our life, into our spirit, and some of the power of smiles and laughter. So we got to talk quite a bit about smiling in this last segment, touched on laughing a little bit, and I'm excited to dig into laughing a little bit more. And I just have a quick story about laughter for myself, and then we're going to have Sam share some of her wisdom and insight. So I have a distinctive laugh, I've been told, and I used to be really uncomfortable with it because I was kind of weird and different, and it isn't subtle, and it carries across large spaces. And I always thought it was funny. And I remember being self-conscious about it. And when I was stepping into the speaking space and into a radio show and all those different things, I hired a speech coach and a really amazing person who had just this huge level of experience and expertise. And it was a big investment. And I flew down to go visit him and spend time getting support. And the top thing on my list as a professional speaker was he needed to do something about my laugh. And I listed a bunch of other things, and he stood there, he listened, he held that information, and then he shared something really powerful with me. And I had been in the financial world, and so he tells me, Rebecca, so you're in finances, right? And I said, yeah. He goes, you know about assets and liabilities? And I thought, oh, good, something I understand, yes. And he goes, so when you're a speaker, when you're a communicator, when you're somebody looking to make a difference in the world, if you have something that people lean into, they remember about you, that's contagious in a good way, that makes them smile, that draws people to them, that's an asset. He goes, like your laugh.
Wow! Yay!
And I was shocked. And he goes, a liability in that world is something that interferes with your message. That's what you work on. But something like this, if anything, do that more. And it opened up within me, and I laughed with joy. And I heard my laugh differently. I suddenly heard the echo of my grandmother's laughs blended into mine and the gift they had given to me of laughter. So I celebrate that and share that out there, because sometimes those things that are different about us are actually different on purpose and can be such a gift to yourself and others. And so, Sam, as we start digging into the conversation around laughter, I didn't know if you had any comments you wanted to share around that as your area of expertise in that.
I just want to say thank you so much for sharing that, Rebecca. Absolutely wonderful. I think in all the work I've done in the last 7 years with laughter, something similar. I was in a workshop, running a workshop, and a wonderful man, he was there, and he said to me, thank you so much. He said, that's the first time I've laughed out loud for 36 years. I went, that's quite precise, 36 years. He said, well, what happened to me when I was 14? I'm 50 now. I was in high school, senior school, and a group of older girls said to me, you've got a terrible laugh. And he said, from that day onwards, he laughed very quietly. And he said, until now, 36 years later, in this supportive space, I was able to express my full laughter. We were all there supporting him. And it just goes back to that we're all different. We embrace who we are, and we get comfortable, with our laughter, and we practice it. It's like a muscle. We practice it. And we connect with others, and we choose to own it, really. So, yeah. I mean, one of the things I would say to everybody is choose to exercise that laughter muscle. Like anything else, practice it and find reasons to laugh, because it's going to help you in so many ways.
I love that. And so now I'm thinking of another to-do list for everybody, not to take us out of enjoying laughing, but isn't that brilliant to practice laughing and build those muscles and find a reason to laugh, find a reason to smile. I think sometimes we look for the other. We can get focused on negative things. We can get focused on positive things. We can put our energy in different things. And what a beautiful place to put our energy is building memories to help us smile genuinely from the inside out, and finding those things that make us laugh and to build that into our life. I love it, love it, love it. So what are some of the benefits? I know it feels good. I think it feels good to laugh. It's joyful. It's expansive. But what are some of the benefits of laughing for yourself and others, and in community and relationship with others? You mentioned people supporting and laughing together. What is some of the magic and power of laughter?
Yeah, great question. And the thing is, when I started looking into it 6-7 years ago, there is 50-60 years of research. How amazing is that? So when it comes to physical health, if you only remember one thing, we take in more oxygen, because when we're laughing, we're actually using more of the diaphragm, the muscle, and we're taking deeper breaths. And when we take in more oxygen, the heart is working faster, and it's got more oxygenated blood that it can send round the body. And you know what? More oxygen, it means more health. So it's wonderful for the heart. And then we release happy, feel-good chemicals called endorphins, which, like you said, Rebecca, feels great. And then when it comes to mental health, it helps. It's a resource. It helps us to be resilient. Again, with the endorphins and all the positive, happy chemicals, where we feel better. It gives us a positive mindset. And then when it comes to relationships, you know what? It attracts people to us. It strengthens relationship. Because you know what? If you are smiling and laughing and it's genuine, people want that. And thousands of years ago, there's a theory that when people were running, perhaps from a disaster or a war, people stopped and went, ha, 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 and it sounded like laughter. So we, in our genes, think about that sound of laughter associated with safety. So when we're laughing, we are connecting, and we want to be with those people. So mental positivity, the mental and physical and the social connections, a huge amount of advantages of laughing more.
I love it. I love it. And then it does. I love how it brings oxygen in. That's great for our heart. It's great for our bodies. The endorphins, how powerful laughter can be. And isn't it nice to know something that can feel so great, release energy, and be joyful can be so beneficial all around. I love that. Something that can be fun can be so great for us. And I know that you've written a book that talks about some of these things. I'd love for you to share a little bit about your book, where we can get it, and if you have maybe a tip on your heart that you'd like to share from it or from your area of expertise.
Absolutely, thank you. So the book's called Laugh More. So strengthening your health, your connections with other people, and it's great for happy aging. There's a chapter called Happy Aging in there. So a tip would be let me think what a great tip would be, is to, for example, I worked with some couples recently, and there's studies which talk about how if you've got shared laughter, then you've got longevity in your relationship. So with your partner, put some time aside and say, together we're going to laugh, and find those opportunities. Perhaps you might want to watch a happy film together, put some happy songs. One senior I worked with, one older adult, they were in a hospice, and I spoke to the family and I said perhaps what they could do is go through some photo albums, and they took out some of the pictures where people were laughing and smiling, and they created a laughter smiling album for their wonderful relative. So get involved in how can you make it tangible? Look at past pictures when you're smiling, find films to watch together. And ring people. If you're on your own and you're struggling, ring people up, get in connection with other people and say, I want to laugh more. What can we do together? So reach out. I think that's the main thing I would say. Reach out, let people know that you want to laugh more.
I love that. So mission, laugh more.
Laugh more. That's the name of the book, Laugh More.
I love it. I love it. Where can people get a copy of your book if they are?
I was very blessed that in lockdown I actually did an audiobook as well. So there's a physical copy you can get from Amazon, and also it's available on Audible as well.
Beautiful, beautiful. Thank you for sharing. I appreciate that. And I love that we can, age well and joyfully, and we can bring that in. And I love that assignment that we can give ourselves to request that we can laugh more, and to build that in very deliberately. Don't just kind of wait for it to happen, wait for something outside to bring that joy and laughter into your life, but to be proactive and get that. And I know there are things with my husband, his name is Andrew, and I, that there are things sometimes, and we have this with friends, you can just look at each other and you know what each other's thinking.
Yes.
You laugh.
And I've got one more tip, which is I just remembered, if you get these little sticky stars, golden stars that you can get, that you tend to put into children's homework book to say, oh, well done, here's a little star sticker. I have people put them on little mirrors next to their tap, even on their steering wheel. So when you catch that little star, that golden star, it's a reminder, a visual reminder. Take that 20, 30 seconds, have a smile, and perhaps that smile will be followed by laughter. So put a little little sticker all around the house, perhaps in the car. And I've got one senior, and what he said to me, Sam, he said, what I've done is when I tie my shoelaces, I've linked it. So when I tie my shoelaces, it's a reminder for me to laugh.
Oh, I'm trying to picture. I would have trouble laughing and tying shoes at the same time. So I think that's quite a talent. It would make me laugh more as I tried. And who doesn't want gold stars? I love extra credit. I love gold stars to this day, especially sparkly ones. So I think that's a brilliant tip.
Probably the place I laugh a lot, probably it's in the car, because I love being in the car. As I'm getting older, I'm driving even more slowly. And I remember once I shared this with a friend, and she said to me a lot later, she said, I didn't quite believe you, but I passed you. And I actually saw you laughing and smiling in the car. She goes, I couldn't believe it. But you know what happened, Rebecca? I dropped the kids off to school. I went, yeah, the kids are in school. I'm free. And I was laughing in the car as I was moving the steering wheel.
Oh, I love it. Like, we have these moments every day, and that you got to share that out in traffic. Even you got to share it out into the world as you're driving, and I love it. Walking the talk, laughing, smiling the talk. Yeah. Beautiful, beautiful. Yeah.
And it just get easier, because I have to say to people, remember, I've been doing it for a long time, and I'm going to share something quite personal, which is when I was growing up, my father had mental health issues, and I would get told off for smiling and laughing. It was just part of his condition. I mean, he struggled. So in my 20s and 30s, I spent a long time not laughing genuinely, not smiling authentically. So it's so interesting that I've actually fallen into now being a laughter facilitator, a laughter yoga teacher. So I do understand that if laughing is a struggle, it can be for a lot of people, then seek out groups where you can laugh, seek out information, and let people know that you need support with it.
Beautiful. I love it. Well, thank you so much for sharing, Sam. I so appreciate it. Every smile and laugh that we have gotten to share today together and with our listeners. And I love that you can, if laughing and smiling is a challenge, looking for ways and memories and reasons to do that, kind of building it in, using some of these tips that Sam has generously shared with us today. And I just so deeply appreciate it. And what I would love to do as we go to our next commercial break is take a moment and smile. Look in the mirror, see if you can get the little crinkles going, even some things that can make you laugh. And if you're finding that that's a challenge, then I encourage you to lean in and maybe get the Audible or get her book to really support you on your journey, and know that there are groups that can as well. And when we come back, we're going to share some of those resources. So enjoy, smile, laugh, and we'll be back in just a moment.
Voice America is on your favorite smart speaker. If you have Alexa or Google Home, go ahead and give us a try.
Hey Alexa, play Finding Your Frequency podcast on TuneIn.
Announcing a powerful new TV channel featuring programs designed to enhance and transform your life. Make powerful connections, one program at a time. And by doing so, we can bring transformation to the world. Tune in each week to Empowered Connections TV as we add new programs to help you make empowered connections of your own. Visit empoweredconnectionstv.com. That's empoweredconnectionstv.com. And make the most of an incredible life transformation.
You need to live up to your full potential. You've heard that for years, but now there's a channel to help you get there. Introducing the Voice America Empowerment Channel. Our listeners have told us that they want to be motivated, hear about success stories, and positive encouragement around the clock. And we've responded to you. The Voice America Empowerment Channel is the home of the world's top life coaches, entrepreneurs, and success experts. Listen to the Voice America Empowerment Channel. It's here at voiceamericaempowerment.com.
Rebecca Hall Gruyter's Speaker Talent Search is looking for speakers wanting to get on more stages. With just one audition, you could open the doors to hundreds of speaking opportunities, reach more people, and expand your impact. Finalists get to audition live in front of leaders looking to fill all kinds of speaking opportunities. Apply now at SpeakerTalentSearch.com. That's SpeakerTalentSearch.com. We look forward to hearing your message.
You're listening to Empowering Women, Transforming Lives with your host, Rebecca Hall Gruyter. If you have a question or comment for Rebecca or her guest, we'd love to hear from you. Please call into the program at 1-888-346-9141. That's 1-888-346-9141. You may also send an email to Rebecca at yourpurposedrivenpractice.com. Now back to Empowering Women, Transforming Lives.
Welcome back, everyone. I hope that you enjoyed practicing in the mirror, that you have gotten some great ways to smile and bring that laughter very purposely and deliberately into your life, and how supportive that can be of your health, of your well-being. And that helps keep you filled up so that you can overflow and be contagious in a great way as you're sharing the gift of you out into the world. Because each of you are a powerful, needed gift exactly as you are. And what an amazing way we can share out the gift of who we are with smiles and with laughter. So I encourage you at the end of today's show to put a couple of tips down that you're going to take action on. Maybe it's the stars. Maybe it's a little sparkly smiley sticker that's going to spark that smile within you and remind you. Whatever it is, take a couple moments for you at the end of today's show. And then I had a couple things on my heart I wanted to share as well. So for those of you that are leaning into sharing more of the gift of you, perhaps as a speaker or as a guest expert, or finding different ways to reach more people, I want to invite you to check out the Speaker Talent Search. This is part of our Give Back. It's a joyful way that we meet amazing people like our fabulous guest today through things like the Speaker Talent Search. So if you lean into speakertalentsearch.com, you will find all the details. It is date sensitive, so make sure that you pay attention to the details. And I hope that's something that joyfully and powerfully supports you on your journey, because we'd love to hear from you, love to have you on the show. And Sam, I would love for you to share. You've given us so many great tips and things to think about and resources that we can lean into through your powerful book, and some of the that we can tap into different groups that can support us in laughter. Is there anything else on your heart as you reflect back on our conversation today that you'd like to share as a final tip, piece of advice, or wisdom for our listeners?
Yes, I think I would like to say is that to accept where you are right now. So if you have, right now, if it's difficult to smile or to laugh, perhaps you can smile. And if it's difficult to smile, hopefully you will soften. So accept where you are right now, because that laughter will come, the smile will come. But when we can stay and accept where we are right now, it's very powerful. So yes, that's what I will share.
Beautiful. Thank you. And I'd love for you to share the best way for people to connect in, to go deeper, the title of your book again, where to get it, just in case they missed it before.
Absolutely.
All the ways they can get support.
Wonderful, wonderful. So my book is Laugh More, and I have 5 complimentary copies to give away. Oh. So if you would like a copy of my Audible book, you can send me an email at hello@samrehan.com. So to spell that out, samrehan.com. S is for smile, A is for action, M is for magic, R is for resilience, E is for energy, H is for happy, A is for authentic, and N is for now. So it's hello@samrehan.com. My website, samrehan.com, where there's some wonderful videos and further support. So get in touch. And the 5 lucky, first 5 emails I get at hello@samrehan.com will receive a complimentary copy of my Audible book, Laugh More.
Beautiful. Thank you. That made me smile. I love how you've woven that into your name. That is just beautiful.
Thank you.
You are so welcome. Thank you for joining us today. And so your generous gift to our listeners. So listeners, don't be shy. I invite you to reach out, say yes to that amazing gift, and absolutely lean into connecting with Sam. She's purposely sharing her contact information to build that connection. So I hope you feel that. I invite you to reach in and out to her. And I also want to thank each of you for joining us today. I hope you had a moment where you smiled or you laughed or a memory bubbled up, or as you're reflecting back at the beginning of our time together, those things that you were looking for, seeking, were supported and moved forward. take a couple moments at the end of the show today, the time, to breathe, smile, and lean into building that into your life. Remember that you are a precious gift, absolutely needed for such a time as this. And the biggest gift you can give the world is more of you. And how beautiful is it that you could bring the gift of you forward with smiling, making those connections, rippling that out into the world with laughing, and that supports you from the inside out as it ripples out into the world. So find a way to smile more, to laugh more, and share that amazing gift of you. So wherever you go and whatever you do this week, may you choose to bloom where you're planted and share and shine out the gift of you. Have an amazing week, everyone, and we'll talk to you next time.
Thank you for joining us this week for Empowering Women, Transforming Lives. Please tune in again for another edition with your host, Rebecca Hall Gruyter, next Thursday at 1 p.m. Eastern Time, 10 a.m. Pacific, on the Voice America Empowerment Channel, with a replay on Sunday at 4 p.m. Eastern and 1 p.m. Pacific on the Voice America Variety Channel. Have a beautiful week, and may you always bloom where you're planted and shine.